Hello folks, welcome to Riding the Market. I'm here with my end of day summary, just going over the trades that I took. It was a fairly decent day. I had one loss, which was a bad trade in London session, and then two wins in the New York sessions, both AM and PM. So made around $250 odd today, and currently up $400 on this account now. So going at around the same rate that I was with the Bullinox account, but really tried to focus on staying in control of my trades, because that's been a part of my problem. But also another part of my problem has been poor execution of trades, and that's what I encountered in London today. So going on to this first trade of the day, it was a stupid trade, let's say. So price, when the market opened, we inverted this bearish fair value gap, but you can see that the candle structure isn't looking good here. We've got these long top wicks and then an immediate rejection from that level from the IFEG, so, and a strong one as well. So I should have been wary of this from the get-go. We also had midnight VWAP declining here, so this pushed right against midnight VWAP. It was pushing against previous A volume point of control as well. So, and another thing was ES had a double fair value gap where this has a single, and ES didn't invert the highest bearish fair value gap. It left that one uninverted. So all of those things put together should have been a clue for me. And the fact is that I saw them in real time, but I just ignored it because I got the IFEG. Another thing which, again, should have clued me in with this horrible trade is we hadn't actually swept liquidity. We'd come right up to it, but we hadn't taken it out. And in these scenarios, we need to take out liquidity, or we need to be working from a fair value gap. So all in all, this was just one of the worst trades I've ever taken. Everything, there was so much confidence saying it should be short and I should be looking for the short, but I just ignored it because I saw IFEG and I just got that stuck in my brain that that should be the entry. But it was silly of me and I paid the price, obviously. The obvious entry with this one was once we rejected down here and closed, we inverted this bearish fair value gap. We could have got an entry there and taken the sell into sell side there. If we didn't take that trade, if we just ignored that trade and said, oh, we're a bit uncertain about the IFEG and it could deliver higher, we could have ignored it, come down to here, taken a long from here, where we swept the low of day, didn't close below it, but had this nice rejection candle, and taken a long into around this level for a one-to-one. If we'd ignored that and been unsure of that, we could have looked for price to come into this level and reject from this double bearish fair value gap into this. It was actually a bullish FEG. So many trades I could have taken today, but I just chose the worst one, and it's really frustrating for me because I'm trying to be a better trader and just execute my trades right. And if I can do that, then I know I can be profitable. But when I get my setups wrong and I just ignore the signs, it's just really frustrating for me. But moving on, bad trade to start the day, and the second trade was kind of lucky. Let's be frank, it was lucky. So price had come down. We'd swept this level at around 8:30 with the news, and then we'd been making our way down, and we'd broken through this level, and I saw that we'd inverted this lowest bullish fair value gap, and we had some liquidity here. So I thought we would target that area. So I put a sell order at around these lows, at pretty much this low here. That's where I entered the sell, and I was looking for a one-to-one. I had my stop at this level, but I was very aware that this level could deliver as well. So if I'd got a one-to-one from this level without this being swept, then I would have taken it, but we didn't get that. Price showed strength here, And then right around here, we had a news scandal, and that's the one that actually luckily delivered. It was within what, like 2 or 3 ticks. Got the exit, got the take profit there, and then price just started pushing up. So very lucky trade for me. I would have been stopped out if it had been even a few ticks higher, or if we just pushed up with the news. But this was a trade within my trade setup, and I'm fairly happy that I took the trade. I was very lucky to have actually gotten profit from it. One thing that I could have used is ES for confluence, and ES was forming new highs while NQ was forming new lows, so that could have been a sign that perhaps something wasn't right. But you can't really tell which one is going to win out of those two. Like, you just trade what you're given, and then see what happens. So I'm happy with that. I took the right trade. I got out through luck with the news scandal being so volatile and hitting my take profit, but you have to take the trades that you see, right? And another example of trade that I saw was right at the start of the afternoon session. So we'd swept this level and had this nice engulfment candle. When we get this like small-bodied candle with this, I call it an induction wick, but I don't know what it's really called. It's just a wick, a top wick, and then followed by a engulfing candle. I find that is a very strong sort of just a strong candlestick formation. So what I did was, and it was a VWAP projection as well. So I was fairly worried with this, where we could push up from VWAP and then form a new low and then go higher. But that's not what happened, obviously. But that's what I was worried about, especially when we inverted this bullish fair value gap. But essentially, with this trade, I saw that candle. That was my trigger sort of candle, and then my entry was here, giving a 100-tick stop at these lows. So then, until this point, I was fairly worried, and even around here, I was fairly worried about this trade because we formed a double top and we were holding this level. But eventually, we did break out. We formed higher lows into this pivot and then broke out of this level. So at that point, I was fairly confident that price would continue to move up. We'd had high lows into a pivot. We'd then broken out without rejecting back. We did reject back here, but that was a fairly worrying sign as well. But eventually, when we pushed out, we came back, swept these lows once more, and then started moving higher, and eventually got my take profit for 100 ticks. So that was a nice trade to end the day. And overall, I had 3 trades with 100 tick stops, so 2 of them cancel out, and profit from one is $246. So fairly happy with my trading today, apart from the very first trade, which I do need to be better at, but I can't be perfect, and I am working on getting better, and I am slowly making money. It might be slower than I want, but it is getting there, day by day, as long as I don't make stupid mistakes like the errors I made, was it Wednesday, Thursday? As long as I don't blow accounts in a session in like 5 minutes or like an hour or whatever, as long as I don't do that sort of stuff, I know I can be profitable. So it's just getting my head right, continuing to take trades that I see, and even with the errors, I'm at around 66% win rate, so that's profitable with a 1-to-1 ratio. It's just, like I said, a bit slower than I want, but I'll take it when I'm making profits. And like I said, made $400 on a day, want to pass this within the month, so looking positive, but hoping for a good couple of days next week where I can really push that up with 3 winning trades in a row on a couple of those days, and perhaps get around $600. Really drive that up for a couple of days and make it a little bit easier on myself towards the end of the 1 month period. That's all for me today. I'll be back next week with my live sessions with the summary videos, with shorts, everything. If you do see this video, please like, share, subscribe, all that noise. And I'll be back next week. Bye.